Hello everyone, so today we're going to be creating a new flower bed slash border in my cottage garden. Kind of. Well, I guess the better way of describing this is we're going to be transforming an existing one that has gotten a little bit odd, a little bit out of control. So this is what I would call my bird bath flower bed. That's just the best way of describing it. It sort of intersects with all these different pathways along here. And unfortunately, this flower bed has kind of just been a mess this year. It's full of very random plants that don't exactly fit my garden at all. It's also full of a lot of dead plants that just never came back because they were sort of short lived perennials, and unfortunately, not many of them self seeded either, due to the fact I planted a lot of wet things in this, a lot of wet loving plants, despite this being a very dry border. So we're going to completely change this up. A lot of the plants here are going to move to my front garden, so don't worry, I'm not getting rid of them. But I thought it'd be nice to do a little transformation just before we get into the hottest part of the summer. So if you do like gardening content, definitely subscribe and join me for this transformation. So we've got our tools ready to do this, which is very exciting. So that's going to help us a lot in actually digging up and moving these plants out into the front garden. Not everything in here is moving, just to be clear. Like the tree, that's staying. The forsythia at the back is staying. All the verbenas will be staying as well, and lots of stuff around the edges. Basically, just a lot of stuff in this kind of jungle-like section that really has very little for pollinators and has just kind of become a bit of a mess and isn't suited for a dry border. That's what's going to be moving. Okay, so the flower bed is officially cleaned out. It took me ages. As you can see, I'm now putting down some compost to mix in, even though the soil doesn't really need much enriching because this is a dry border and plants that like poor soil, which is great because this flower bed is full of it. But yeah, it's going to be good, I think. As you can see, we've kept all kind of the ones around the edges, funnily enough, but we've got a lot to put in. Here's our collection, just back there if you can see it. And I also want to show you, whilst I'm here, all the plants that have been dug up. So yeah, those need to be potted on. Some of them I'm going to sell, some are going to go out in the front garden, as I mentioned. But yeah, they're definitely going to get used. Okay, so we planted some of the taller ones at the back. We've got the verbenas in here, which match up with the verbenas already in there. So we've got 5 of them. Then we've got these new grasses, which are Calamagrostis Eldorado, I believe. It's not the usual Carl Forrester ones that I get. I tried something a bit different. Got 3 of them kind of together in sort of like a triangle to make a big impact. Then all around the edges, we're going to have our low-growing prairie plants. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. The middle is going to be very much centered around these airy tall grasses and verbenas, and then around the edges we're going to have lots of shorter ones that'll kind of fill it out nicely. Okay, so the new flower bed is officially complete, which is very, very exciting. So as you can see on this side, as I mentioned, it's pretty much the same. I haven't changed too much here because I felt like, everything here was plants I really wanted to keep, and they still look really nice. They still fit the scheme of my garden, and they've done well. So yeah, they're staying. We've got the hydrangea here, which is almost a centerpiece. Not quite. The tree is more the centerpiece, I would say. But it features nicely. It catches your eye. This is a white hydrangea, Hydrangea Annabelle, so it's going to stand out very nicely, and I'm looking forward to that. I also did keep this very big ajuga here on the edge because, again, it seems to do really well in here. It's spread a ton, which is fantastic. So I couldn't really get rid of this one. I kind of felt like it had to stick around. But what exactly is new? Well, as you can see, we have a ton of perennial grasses in here. We also have a lot of Achillea, which is still pretty small at the moment, but it's going to grow. Yeah, it's creating a very nice scheme. At the back, we've got the Verbena bonariensis. We already had some in here, which is growing fairly tall already. These ones will have to kind of play catch up, but that's fine, they're going to look nice. We have our tall grasses, which are Calamagrostis Eldorado, which I really, really like. I can't wait for them to grow a lot bigger. We have the slightly shorter ones, which are very airy, which is, of course, Stipa tenuissima. Really, really nice. I absolutely love these. I love that color they go. Again, very prairie, feels very fitting for the countryside, and having these out here just, yeah, it adds a nice lot of texture. We also have this, which is called Carex Prairie Fire. So it's a really cool one. It's sort of an orangey kind of color, a greeny orange. It's really, really nice. I just think it's going to look so good when it spreads and grows a bit more. I'm very excited for that. We also have Achillea, and this one is called, I believe, Coronation Gold. So unlike the giant yellow Achilleas I have, which I will pan over to here, which not quite in flower yet, just getting there. This one obviously gets really, really tall, and I have quite a few of that in the middles or the backs of some of my borders. But I thought it'd be nice to have some shorter yellow Achillea here because yeah, I just think it's really, really nice. I saw some planting schemes at RHS Chelsea, the flower show, and it really inspired me to put some of these in. So these will spread out a lot and kind of weave in and out naturally of these grasses. And I just think that's going to look really, really fantastic. So yeah, at the back, we've still got the big forsythia, which I don't plan to move. I'm just going to keep that there and let it go big. We've still got our tree, which is Amelentia obelis, to kind of stand out amongst everything else. That'll get a lot taller, but not so big. Nothing here on the edge yet. I just decided to put a few pots. In future, I'll probably put some more grasses or something, but I kind of ran out of the ones I had gotten. Like I said, Verbina's in the middle still and kind of going around the edge, so they'll look really nice. We also do have these alliums, which I believe is something like Allium Saphiracephalon or something like that. You'll know the one I'm talking about if you know alliums, but I really can't remember the specific variety. I do apologize. Hopefully, in a future garden tour, I'll be able to show you. But yeah, we still got the bird bath, of course, as well, which I feel like is a nice feature. I'm very pleased with this. I think it looks really nice. I think it fits the style of our sort of cottage but countryside garden. That's why I would call my garden a country cottage garden. So we've got a lot of the dry loving things which fit very well in our sort of hard and often very dry soils. So yeah, I'm incredibly pleased about this new border. I think it looks a lot better than just the very random mess of plants before that. None really stood out, you know. So yeah, it's really nice. It fits our garden a lot better, and I can't wait to see how it all grows. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. Let me know what plants you're planting at the moment in your garden. I would absolutely love to hear. And don't forget to subscribe if you love gardening content. We're currently trying to hit 5,000 subscribers.